Go ahead, Nina. Go ahead.
Okay, so like when we use the dictionary and it tells us in the beginning, dictionaries are descriptive. So if I was to ask you what's the meaning, what does a lung mean? The dictionary will give you a definition, and it's just a book that's a catalog of the words we use in the English language. But the dictionary wouldn't tell you how it functions with other parts of the body. So you would need to be looking for the functionality of racism. And the functionality of racism has a hierarchy. It was a literal system that was created. ISM in a word means systems. So it's a system about race. And that system has a hierarchy that at the top of the hierarchy, whiteness, let's take people out of it. Whiteness is deemed superior and blackness is deemed inferior. So let's see, I'll give you an analogy like to capitalism. So within capitalism, the wealth is at the top of the hierarchy, rich, and poor at the bottom. So poor could never oppress the top of the hierarchy, which is the most wealthy people. So the same with the system, like capitalism is a system. So the same with the system of racism, what's at the top of the hierarchy doesn't have anything above it to punch down on, and to punch down on them. And what's at the bottom of the hierarchy, which is blackness, doesn't have anything below it to punch down on. And that's how that system functions within our society. That's literally what race was created for, because race isn't even really real. It's a social construct. In the 1500s, Caesar said, black is a race. They are different. They are inferior. And they did that to justify the Atlantic slave trade and chattel slavery. Because it's not even a real thing. Like, there's no DNA test. It goes on phenotypes. It was a way to group people to oppress them for
Hold on.
monetary gain.
But hold on. You see, when you keep using the word, I said, can it be racist? You go into the ism. I'm glad you went to the ism because the ism is a practice or system or a philosophy. So these all can be isms. Y'all only focus on one part of it, and that's your part of your argument.
No, but an ism it would be the
It's,
entire. Hold on,
no,
Dan. Dance. It's the system in its
no,
entirety.
no. What I'm saying to you is this: someone who practiced this, it becomes the ism. So the person, for because the ism is people in this is in it.
Okay. So you're right. Okay, hold on. So I like where you're going there because that's right. But you have to be representation of the whiteness, which is at the top of the hierarchy.
No. What I'm saying to you is this: anyone can practice the ism.
No, Dance, because the
Exactly.
system, if it's a system, that system has to back you, and that system has a hierarchy. So if you don't represent what's at the top of the hierarchy, which is whiteness, then you are not a part of that system. You are not backed by that system.
See, and that's when you're wrong because racist. I'm gonna read it once again. Showing prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism against a person, people, on the basis of their membership in the particular racial ethnic group. So
Right, but you
therefore,
keep
hold on. I'll let you talk
no,
over you too.
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
So
sorry.
my
I'll go on
point.
mute.
So when this happens, anyone can practice this. In a system, anyone can build its system. So, for example, if a black man practiced and got his own money, and they have a food chains as a system, right? And then he has the power to act on a prejudice and discrimination on another race in his system. So he can also practice that shit in his own system. So therefore, if he have a prejudgment of white people and he's gonna deny them an opportunity because he discriminate on that person, that is bona fide racist.
Okay, can I respond? So what you're speaking of is a business. And if it is black owned, it is not a business within the system of racism that was created in the 1500s. Hold on, let me finish. That was created in the 1500s. This system functions in a certain way. So the only way that that would happen, and it would literally be called something else, because racism puts whiteness at the top of the hierarchy. So if there was another system where blackness was at the top, called racism, it would be called something else. And it's literally something that has never been created, because you are speaking of individuals. Race is about an entire group with the same phenotypes. So we would need, as black people, as an entire race, have the power to oppress a different race and gain monetarily from that oppression is what it would take.
That's not true. What you said. It
It
says
is. Hold on, I'm
people.
gonna grab my DoorDash. I'm gonna grab my DoorDash.
It's not true what you're saying. It says people or person. Why I keep leaving out that shit? And that's the part that's annoying to me. Cause y'all pick and choose when to actually take words in. It literally says people or person. Oh, we're gonna say no, not the system. And I just gave you an example of a black man creating his own system. I just gave you an example. To act like black people are just people who don't have power or don't have no type of will is insane. What are we, aliens? It don't make it don't make any sense what y'all saying. It don't make sense. I am going by definition, and by definition, anyone can be racist. I don't understand how we don't get this part. All right, watch this. You there, Nino?
I'm here.
Let me ask you a question. What is a woman?
Okay, I'm really not good with I like to stay like on
Okay.
topic. No, no, no,
No,
no,
it's
no.
fine.
But like that's for my ADHD. That's like too much, because
Just
we can have
answer
a
it.
direct conversation. Dance. I
Just
can't.
ask.
I just
It's just
don't.
ask.
I don't do. I
No,
mean, I
just
can
ask.
understand if you do, so I'll drop. But I don't. I don't get off track and do
Can you answer
analogies
the
when there's
question?
enough in the
No,
subject to
I'm making
discuss.
it. Listen, I'm making it make sense. Just answer the question.
No, no, but
What is a
Dance,
woman?
listen, we're
Trust
having a
me.
discussion
We're having a
that
good faith conversation.
I'm understanding what you're saying. Can I
Can you
respond to what
please
you're
answer?
saying? I,
Can you answer the
but
question first?
I'm listen, Dance, I'm understanding what you are saying. I
All
don't
right.
need
Can
to
you
be
answer?
led to it because I don't disagree. I can only rebuttal to you to help you
Can you answer the
understand the
question?
system.
Can
What's,
you under? Can you please answer the question first?
no,
That's it.
because I came up here to talk about racism.
It's about races. Can you? I'm telling you.
No,
Can
but
you?
now you're asking me what a woman is.
Because I'm linking it to something. Follow what I'm saying to you. It's a respect thing for me and you. Can you answer the question? What is a
Go
woman?
ahead. What's a woman?
What is a woman?
Someone that was previously a girl that was born female, identifies as a woman. There.
So a woman is not an adult female.
I don't like to use the word female, but yes, that's my preference. I don't use the word female, so there.
And this is why I asked the question. Now I see why we
A
confuse it.
woman is someone who has
Hold on,
evolved from being a girl to now an adult.
which is an adult female.
Oh, okay, you
A
can say,
girl.
okay, that's fine for you to say. I just explained it how I would like to
The
word it
reason
without
why
using the word female. That's
the
just
reason
my
why I
choice.
asked that question. The reason why I asked that question is because we gone by the same Oxford definition. So you're saying that it's a descriptor, and but you're using English words to me with meaning that also comes from the same Oxford dictionary.
Okay, but dictionaries are still descriptive. So if you were to have to write a paper about a system, you could not just give a definition. You would need to give the function of that system. And dictionaries don't give you a function.
I gave you a function just now, but you didn't want to accept it. I used definition of the word then after we define the word, then I give you an example of how it's function and how anyone can practice it by function. So now Here's the problem that I have with people who say black people can't be racist is that we pick and choose when to accept dictionary meanings and when we don't want to accept it. As either we accept it all or we don't accept it.
Can I respond? Well, it's not about accepting. It's about knowing how to properly research something to understand it. The dictionary itself in the beginning tells you that it's descriptive and not prescriptive. So if I wanted to learn how a lung works, that means that I would need to go and study medically some medical information to know how a lung functions. Hold on, let me finish. I didn't cut you off. But you have to let me
No,
finish.
you're going somewhere. No, you're going
Dance.
somewhere
You,
else. No,
but you don't know where I'm going if you cut me off. I just let you finish. So I let you explain where you were going, so please let me finish. So again, as you are speaking of a dictionary is, first of all, it's not sociology based. So it's not going to tell you how something functions within society. Like a dictionary is not medically based, so it's not going to tell you how a lung functions within a body, is what I'm trying to get you to understand. And the dictionary explains that about itself at the beginning of the book. So you have to go beyond that and look up working definitions. You need to look up how things function from a sociological perspective, considering we're talking about something within society.
now, what you're doing right now is you think you're slick, but you're not slick. What you're doing right now, I asked you what is the meaning of a word. Now you're switching it to is it showing you how it functions. I asked you the meaning of a word, not
But
how
a
it works.
meaning of a word doesn't tell us how something works
Hold
in
on. I let you,
society.
hold on. I let you talk. I let you talk. What you're doing is I ask you the meaning of a word, and you're switching the narrative of how the word functions versus just answering the question of what's the meaning of the word. Because I can also tell you what's the meaning of a word, and then go look up function and define what function is, and then describe to you how it functions. It's very simple. But meanwhile, the whole time you're talking to me and you're using definitions from the actual definition in our conversation in proper context, except for that word. And that right there is disingenuous because by that logic, that just scrapped the whole English dictionary in a language and operate out of our own language because you still haven't gave me a definition of a meaning of a word, put it on the screen to debunk what I'm saying. So now I'm asking you to do that. Show me racism definitions in any one of your books and put it on the screen to debunk what I'm saying. Go ahead. The floor is yours. Like me asking you, what is a television? You said, well, a television, well, it's like a but television is not a motion image thing.
Why are
It's
you
I'm telling
cutting
you how
me
it got
off?
channels. What? You told me how it functions. I asked you what is a television.
Okay, but system within society, we would need to know how it functions within society. The dictionary is a catalog of words that we use in the English language. Again, as I give you the example of a lung, the dictionary will not tell you how the lung functions in congruent with the brain.
What are we talking about right now? You're going somewhere else.
Okay, Dance. You know what? I'll let you have the conversation with someone else if we can't get beyond a definition and talk about that.
All right, you can leave. I'm not gonna play this stupid ass game for you, bro. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna sit here and play on these ridiculous games, man. The need to be right is insane. The need to be right is insane. And as long as y'all keep believing this stupid ass type of UK racist, you're gonna be more racist. And you wonder why your blessings are, and you're gonna wonder why your your blessings are being blocked because your ass is being actively racist and harmful to people and don't realize it. Fucking stupid, man. And even when you pull up the definition of lung, it tells you how it. Oh my goodness! It tells you it's an organ, and it tells you how it works. In the no, all right, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done. I asked her, what is the meaning of racist? And she went to it only in the descriptor. They don't tell you how it functions when I literally describe how it functions. If you discriminate on someone, prejudge someone, and deny them this, it's describing the meaning. Oh my God. It's literally showing you on how it works. If you discriminate on someone because of a prejudice, that is the action, that is the function of it. In the meaning. What do we? So if I own the business and I deny someone because of their race a job opportunity, how is that not a function of racist? Or me practicing racism? Show me how is not a function. A function, an action for which a person or thing is specially fitted or used, or for which a thing exists or purpose. I just explained to you that that's what the function means. I'm explaining to you how I'm in fact being racist and the actions becomes racism. That's the function. If I have the power and I act on it, that is the function. If you describe to me a human body, and then you start to tell me how the body functions by the blood pumps, the heart pumps blood, and the oxygen go through there, and then the brain cells, you're describing the function of a human body. Am I bugging right now? But you're describing it after you define what a body is. How can you, for example, I'm going to use HIV as an example. If you ask what is HIV, they can tell you what it is, right? But then I can also tell you how it functions. And to find a cure or some type of medicine that will combat it somewhat, I first need to identify how it functions, how it works. Function basically show you how it works. I cannot find the cure without understanding how the disease functions or how it works. They do anything just to avoid or do anything just to deny that black people can be racist. And then you expect people to take you serious when you can't even admit the obvious, that anyone can be racist? How can, and then you said someone identifies as a woman. Like, what are we talking about? Is that what a woman is? Then say, I don't have to use the word female. The definition don't care about if you have to use the word female. It says it, an adult female. It don't care what you like it to be. The definition has a word. I mean, the word has a definition to it. You can't make this up. All right, I'm about to end this live. Let me see if I got one more person to go up here. All right, let's go with Carter's dad.
Yo, hey, I totally agree with the prompt. I'm just telling you, you're doing an awesome job. You feel what I'm saying? Because again, I don't know what you're talking about. I feel like the prompt is correct. I totally agree with it. Because my dad's Haitian American, so just using my father as an example, my father's very racist. You know what I'm saying? And sexist.
Yeah, thank you, first of all. Thank you. I
You know what I'm
appreciate you.
saying?
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Folks is very racist, very sexist, and what's that? And he don't like get the LGBT community, so whatever that falls under. So again, you know what I'm saying? If my father was more light skinned like his, because again, he's Haitian, so I don't know. But again, if he was white, he'd be the worst type of white. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm finna say. You know what I'm saying? He don't be with none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being hunted. You know, I'm just being hunted. You know what I'm saying? Again, if you put him in a room and you would ask him about certain things, he would tell you, he would give you a straight, do you like white folks? No, I do not. I hate white folks. He'll tell you just like that. I hate them all. You know what I'm saying? Considering he has a stepfather that's German, crazy work. Would tell you out his mouth. He don't want, he hates all of them. Do you like gays? No, don't like none of them. All of them could go somewhere else. Deport them. You know what I'm saying? He'll say that out of his mouth.
Yeah, hold on, right? So now on this platform, you can use the G word because it may flag my page again, like last night.
Oh,
You know,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
you good. But the point is,
I'll drop.
bro, I get mad at bro. No, you good for now, for now. But what I don't understand, bro, about my people is that we act like black people are just this special alien group that defines definitions to words, and anyone else can fit this meaning of racism except for black people. We just special. And I'm like, no, we're human beings. Like anyone can practice this. So how is we say that we are equal or we superior than white man when it comes down to race and shit? That was some people say, which don't make any sense. But we say this and then turn around and say that they have more than us. So what? I'm confused. So I thought the superior group supposed to have more privilege, but then you crying that the other people who you say you more superior to has more privilege than you. It don't make sense, and it always run from the actual argument when I always say that anyone can be racist. I will give them an example by saying if a white man deny a black person a job opportunity because he's black and say no, he's black, no blacks allowed, they all say he's racist. Now I would agree with that. But then when a black person turns around and do the same exact shit, they say no, he can't be because he don't have power. And then I read the meaning of power. It basically to act on something. So you have the power to act on bigotry, prejudice, and discrimination based on race. Then you are racist. How the fuck you don't
Because
understand that?
to add to that, so my thing is like this. You remember the internet was on an upworld war because black women feels as because white T women can't wear dreads or French braids. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't that like in itself, is that not racist?
Facts.
Like again, it was just on the internet a couple months ago. Uproar. They're still in there, still in our culture. Does it again? Is that not racist? Like to tell somebody that admires your hair that much that they wanted to sit there and copy it or borrow the style that you tell them no, you cannot have it.
And then they turn around and wear their hair. What
Yeah,
kind
oh
of
man, don't.
what kind
Oh,
of
we
Mortal
can't say that.
Kombat?
We can't say that because we get canceled for that. I'm talking about no, I'm talking shit. I'm talking shit.
I know, but what kind of Mortal Kombat Shang Tsung shit is that, bro? Like you could morph into anybody. Like Tuesday I'm this, Wednesday I'm this, but then on Sunday, white girl wearing braids. What are we talking? What? This is childish, bro. But anywho, bro, I'm about to be out of here, man. Thank you for coming up, bro. I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
That was hella funny. I was not expecting that, bro. That was funny. I was not expecting that. All right, bro. Safety, y'all. Y'all, man, listen. Right now, my lunch break is over. So if y'all want to debate this topic later on tonight, I will tune back in at 9:30 p.m. or 10. I be on. black people time. I know. I'm not too sure what time I'm gonna be on live. 9:30 or 10 for sure. One of them type of times. And just pull up, man, and everyone's welcome. Shout out to all of y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Even the ones who came on the panel is, I can't believe this, man. And one thing that I'm gonna say, y'all, I'm gonna have a new segment, y'all. If I don't agree with y'all, don't agree with me, I think that I'm gonna start ending my live off with saying I love you. And you must say it back to me also. You're gonna end the live off with love, regardless of the fact. I love you, my brother. I love you, my sister. No matter who you are, white, black, whatever. I think I'm gonna start to implement that into my lives to make people don't get into much in their feelings to the point of starting hating one another over their views. So I want to say, Nino, I love you still. Lady, I've got a lady named Out of the Box. I love you, and the brother who came up here. I love you too. I'm gonna do that from now on. I'm gonna start saying I love y'all when I end my lives, man. Because we gotta preach, although we disagree, we have to still preach unity at the end of the day on this platform. But one way to do it is try to bridge the gap with truth, right? So, and if you don't tell me you love me, you can't come back on my live again. All right? That's how I'm giving it up. Do I do? Giving it up. I said what? I do. Giving it up. I said what? Do I do? My love for you. All right, y'all. Later.